roll of dice in MVG. We're here to play Gems of Calathos, and we will be trying to raise some money here for our favorite charity, MVG, help our veterans and military service personnel. Our motto is healing through gaming. So let's get started and have a good time. Let's see here. Who wants to do a sum up of what happened last week? Crickets and frogs.
I don't remember what happened last week. This has been a really rough week for me. So.
No, I can imagine. Yeah, no worries. Two Wolf, you want to?
I'm drawing a blank right now.
Okay, fair enough.
I think we went to Random, met with the Duke.
Mm-hmm. The Baron. Yep.
The Baron, and we he investigated the claims that we told him about what was going on in his land. Also said that we had ran into his brother, and apparently they have a big misalignment of their view.
It's the cousin, and he has a problem with, politically with the Duke, not the Baron. So that's where that confusion was. So the Baron is more sympathetic, but still wants that banditry to stop, of course.
Mm-hmm. And the Baron basically took care of the group going south.
Yeah. He sent a party out to.
Of.
Yeah, he sent a party out to wipe that out. They came back and gave word that one priest and two soldiers managed to get away. They did not find any kind of a box on them.
Yeah, which is concerning, but which basically takes care of that prophecy of the iron circlet, needing the iron circlet to take care of that group.
Right. You got word from Dowan Nagra that it had been wiped out. That every man, woman, child, and animal was killed in the village. And you guys
we basically told the cousin to go up there and help them, so maybe they'll take over that land.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a good plan. Are you guys going to go up and let the cousin know, or?
Okay, we've gotten mounts and everything now for everybody, right?
Yep.
Through the Baron.
Yep.
So.
Did he make a request of you before you leave? I know we were stopped just before you left. And what was the request?
I don't remember.
Fair enough. It was to escort his daughter down to the city of Ranvin.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah. And the daughter took interest in...
Good fella, wasn't it?
Archeo.
In Archeo?
Archeo. Okay, yeah.
So, that's I think where we left off was just before you left, after you had agreed to take the daughter down to Ranvin. So he pays you up front for that. He pays you each 50 gold to take the daughter and escort her down so that his troops are freed up to start looking and hunting for more of the Probellinan troops in case they happen to be moving through his area. He's also sending some scouts or fast messengers down to Ranvin to let the Duke and the King know of this. And he had given you a writ of travel in case you needed to take a boat anywhere down in Ranvin. So we'll pick up. Maybe we might retcon a little bit. We might go back a little bit, depending on exactly where we left off. I haven't had enough coffee yet to bring it up to my mind.
I think we were just right there, ready to leave, basically.
Yeah. So the lady comes down, Lady Estelle. she comes down to leave. She's got 3 ladies of waiting that are with her. The carriage comes around. It's got the baronial seal on the side of it in silver. Not silver, but silver color anyway. Mm-hmm. She's ready to go. She definitely comes over while you 3 are standing on the steps outside just getting ready. You're talking to Baron Heinrich and Captain Mumford. Gervalt is standing there overlooking everything. The servants are putting the bags up on the carriage. He's kind of overseeing all of that. The Baron says, please take good care of my daughter. See that she's there safely. And she says, oh, Father. Arkil, and as she walks up, and she lightly touches Arkil's hand, I'm sure they will do their best to keep me safe and well taken care of. And she gives just a little slight squeeze on your hand as she says that last, as she steps into the carriage.
Nice.
I just mumbled to myself, yeah, nice big giant targets for us.
Mm-hmm. So they gather together all of their stuff. They finish loading in about 5 minutes. You guys have gone through, rechecked your bags, make sure everything's in there. The guards have given you back your weapons. And there you go. You're starting to head out. Is there any particular precautions you guys are taking as you head down the road and out past the fields?
Is any of his people, or is it just her wagon with us?
It's just her carriage, the driver, teamster, I should say, and let's see, her three ladies in waiting.
Okay, so
actually, probably just 2 of them would have gone.
Yeah, I would look at, because we got what's his face with us too. I'd kind of look at him and go, guess we should ride 2 and 2, 2 in front and 2 in back, just for safety sakes.
You guys still have Talon with you, yeah?
Yeah,
Talon. I thought so.
Yep. And the little guy, wherever he's hiding.
Yep. He comes out to play every now and then. You hear some giggling happening in the carriage at that point.
Yeah.
And you're pretty sure one of those giggles is him.
Oh, yeah.
Which is bizarre. He doesn't normally let himself be seen by other folks. Let's see.
Oh, I'm sure she's interacted with them before or something, then.
My guess is, yeah, there was probably something happening. It starts to rain a bit. Not too bad. Not quite as much as it is in the sound that's coming out. If that's too loud, go ahead and turn her down, or I can make it lower if we need to. Yeah, I think I will. That's pretty loud.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not able to adjust my gold at all.
Okay.
Go to inventory. Click on the little gold emblem where all your coinage is.
Yeah,
and then adjust coin. I just typed 50, and right below it's a button that says add.
Yeah, it's giving me like a dotted line, and I can't put anything in the box.
You can just click straight on gold up in the upper portion and change the number there also.
Yeah, it's the same. It's like locked.
Oh, that's bizarre. I have not encountered that before. Let me pop in. How much money
are we supposed to have?
50 gold from this one.
And then I'd given you guys, you should have like 44 silver and 13 copper. Roger.
Well, you guys had that chest of money that you got from the wagon, right? From Kellen's wagon?
Yeah, and that's where that, whatever gold should have like about 40 gold or something on you.
No, it should be closer to 100. That box had about 400 gold, approximately, and about I don't know, about 120 silver, and fistfuls of copper. So probably 20 or 30 copper.
Yeah, I deleted it. What the coinage was after I split it up.
Not a problem. So you guys should be sitting right around 150 gold and probably close to 60, 65 silver, somewhere in there. And then just throw in a smattering of copper, however much you want.
Yeah.
If anybody types in 200,000, we'll have a cock, but...
Yeah.
And I kind of consider that everyone's money is in that box still, and that box is probably in a bag or something. Until you got the horses and the saddlebags and whatnot, Talon was probably keeping it in his saddlebags.
Yeah.
It's a little much to be carrying around, and 100 gold coins and the silver and everything else is going to be right around 10 or 11 pounds hanging off your belt. So.
Right.
Or in your backpack. That's a little cumbersome.
Yeah, I had just decided at some point to split it up so they didn't think the rogue took it all.
Right. Did you split it up fairly by any chance?
Yeah.
Or did you keep any for yourself?
I split it evenly. Whatever was left, I took.
Okay.
Whatever wouldn't split, odd.
Well, let's have that 43 gold that you have. That was the split that you kept. It's not going to be accurate, but who cares at this point? It's fine.
Yeah, close enough.
Yep.
What was the silver?
You each got about 65 silver. Most at this point in your lives, most everything that you guys do, you pay silver for. Once you starting getting above 20, 25 gold, which isn't available everywhere, right? At Ranvin, you'll probably be able to get stuff around 50 to 125 gold, somewhere in that range. All depends on the area that you're in. So carrying that much money on you is always a risk.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah, I got it working.
Okay. Good deal. So. You guys travel on. You got 2 and 2, 2x2 cover formation. You head down the road. Light rain starts. So again, back on the road, and it's a bit miserable with the late winter, early spring rain that comes through. And my notes aren't up. Give me a second here.
I'll do a divine sense. But no, sorry about that.
Divine sense.
Yeah, just to because I got the guy driving the wagon, a couple handmaidens, whatnot.
Okay. As your eyes flash a little, and you're looking for the auras of the people, and get the general idea of what they are, you reach your senses out. Your holy symbol flashes just a little bit. Oh, wait, no, that's right. Your holy symbol is on your shield that you got back? Because they would have tossed your holy symbols around, so maybe you're without one right now.
Well,
I think the only one I have is the amulet.
Right. Using that instead. Gotcha. Well, things seem more clear to you than they have been before when you have used this sensing. You sense that the coachman is a neutral evil, and you sense chaotic good from from Estelle, the Baron's daughter, and you sense neutral good from the one of the handmaidens, and lawful good from the other.
Okay.
And the teamster is He's very polite, very nice to the ladies and whatnot. You just kind of assume, well, maybe he's just kind of the selfish, looks out for himself type kind of thing. He doesn't do anything or say anything that would be untowards. Nothing like
Not
that.
like how he gets the feeling from me.
Oh, right. You give me a will save, please.
Me? Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Will is...
Or wisdom. Sorry, wisdom.
Okay. I mean, I'm a rogue, so hey.
Right.
I'm going to be a little evil, hey.
Right.
Oh, 18.
Okay. Actually, you don't sense anything from him. Roxanne, do you want to give me a wisdom save as well?
And it didn't come over here. Okay.
Oh, click on your features and traits on the D&D Beyond. That seems to be able to link them up. And give another test roll.
1 second, I know what I have to do. It was something to do with my, something in my setting.
Oh, okay. Well, while you're getting that fixed, I'm running for one more cup of coffee. I will be back in 1 minute. All right. Did you get it fixed?
You get it fixed?
Any luck? Oh, he might be AFK.
Yeah, maybe. Oh. Or he's having connection issues again.
Ah, gotcha. So he sent a scroll with you with a letter of introduction to a captain of the ship called the Marston.
Marston?
Marston.
Let me...
Oh, sorry. The captain's named Marston.
Okay. I just keep adding things to my list of stuff.
Right. And the ship name is the Silver Spray. So,
oh yeah, which one of these do I have? Oh yeah, okay. At will.
Arkel, are you back? Are you here?
Arkel.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys want to wait, see if Roxanne makes it back on in the next few, or continue on?
I guess we can. I mean, we're just moving along the road, so.
Yeah, the next point, you pull over for the evening. The teamster, amidst some grumbles, gets out and is trying to set up tents. It looks like he's got 3 tents, 2 for you guys and one for her. Looks like he's going to sleep in the coach. That's got to be uncomfortable. He's grumbling about that quite a bit.
Probably would look at him and go, we can take care of our own.
Oh,
take care of hers.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. I'll just see to her ladyships here, and I'll start working on dinner here pretty soon. I've got to go out and find some more wood, of course. Always finding wood.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes out and he tries to find some firewood. He comes back about 3 times. Managed to find some deadfall. And this looks like a place that other people have used before on the road. It's just off the beaten path a little bit. Hey, there he is. And it's got a fire ring already set down. There's already some firewood there. And pretty soon he has a blaze going to chase away the chill. It's still raining, but there's enough tree cover over the camp that not a whole lot of it drips down. So relatively comfortable considering the recent past of yours, traveling in the slave wagons and on the road down to the Baron's estates. So you travel down the next day. Everybody give me a perception test. Or if your passive is greater than 17, let me know. Or is it... Okay.
No, 12 on my passive.
We're testing Damon's rolls here. Can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only saw one roll come through, so... Oh, there it is. There it is. Finally popped in. Okay. You guys start to hear some thundering hooves coming from behind you, north on the north end of the road, and it's getting noticeably louder. You didn't notice it far away, so they're when they come over this little rise, it's a bit of a surprise to you. You're about 100 yards away.
From where we were coming or where we're going?
Where you were coming.
Okay.
Anything you guys do different? Do you pull over? Do you,
shift? Of it, yeah. Try to get out of whoever's way it is.
Okay. Well, you start to hear more and more of them. So coming over the top was 2 horsemen, and then within about 2 minutes, hey, there we go, it worked.
Yay.
So Roxine, you heard this coming from much farther away and could have warned everybody.
That was the wisdom save.
Oh, not the perception. Whoops, gotcha. So he does not sense your alignment either. Perfect.
Okay. Well.
Oh, persuasion. How about perception?
Oop.
Easily done. Let's get rid of those 2s.
Yeah.
Oh, even more. So you were surprised, very surprised that they got so close to you without you noticing. You should have been able to hear them from a half a mile away with the amount of horse that's coming. At least you think to yourself. There are 2 columns of cavalry coming down the road. They're moving at a fairly decent clip. They're not galloping by any stretch, but they're all moving at a fairly fast trot. And there's about 40 of them as they come over the rise, about maybe 100 yards behind you. And there's 2 of them that are probably 50 yards ahead of the main troop, and you see that they have the Baron's colors flying from their surcoats and banners.
I'll be right back. My front gate is wide open, apparently.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So, any particular actions you guys take other than getting off to the side of the road?
Taking a good look at them
Mm-hmm.
as they go by, just to make sure they are the Baron's people.
Right.
After recent stuff.
Right. Go ahead and give me a perception test. Again.
Okay.
Or use your passive. It's all good.
12 is my passive.
Okay. You don't notice anything untowards. Archeol's having a hard time too. So he's currently engaged in conversation with Lady Estelle. She's asking you, my lord, this is to Archeol. There doesn't seem to be any trouble, is there? Why have we pulled over? And who are these men?
Just some riders from the Baron.
Oh, our men. Oh, excellent. Well, you wish them well for me. I'll wave them a kerchief or something. And she, but then she says, "But please stay here, just in case. I feel better when you're near me."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, do you stay or do you go do something else? That's to you, Archeol.
Sorry, what was that again?
Do you stay with her as she requests, or do you take up a more defensible posture?
I take up a defensive posture with her.
Oh, with her. Okay. She sees as you turn your horse around and you're starting to look the other way. She's fearful that you are going to ride off, and she is much relieved as you stay. And then there's some giggles inside the wagon, and then as the men go riding by, the two in front check you guys out as they trot on by rather closely, and then they knuckle their foreheads as they pass the carriage, and the cavalry that's coming down the road, when they see you, they don't stop. But you see that as they get right up next to the carriage, spear points get lowered almost to the ground, and then raised back up. And it seems that every person there does some form of salute, either knuckling their forehead or lowering their spears from their stirrup cups.
Okay.
As they go on.
So
you don't notice.
Recognize her caravan.
They do, and nothing seemed untowards. You didn't notice any chicanery going on with their with any emblems or covers.
Right.
So
I
then
look around and go, well, I say it's probably safe to travel with them in front of us now, leading us.
Indeed. I'm not sure if we can keep up their pace, but let's give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
They're set to make some distance, that's for sure. I wonder if they're going back down in pursuit of those that escaped.
He was saying something about sending more to find them.
Well, this could be the reserve troop that he's sending out.
Yeah.
But, yes, as you say, it is probably safe for us to continue on. With that, Talon goes up and nods to the teamster, and they start riding off. Starts the carriage back up, gets back on the road. Takes a little oomph given the light rain that's happening and the mud that's on the side of the road, but even the road itself is lightly muddy. Not enough to stop anything. And as you get closer and closer to Ranvin, you start seeing more and more people working the fields on either side. You see lots of areas where the forest has obviously been cut back or even cleared, and there's open fields with goats and sheep and bison or some large cow-like creature. And you come to a point where there's a turnoff that travels maybe 150, 200 yards towards a palisade wall. Wooden points at the top, built around a large area. There's much smoke that hangs in the air over this town. 2 large gates in it. You see, you get in line behind. There's probably at this time of day 15 or 20 people ahead of you, and as the wagon is slowly moving up through this area, she leans out to the teamster. Gerald, is there anything you can do to speed us up? We don't want to sit in here all day. And I'll do what I can, ma'am, he says. And he then pulls the carriage. Well, he calls to you guys and says, can you clear the road for her ladyship? Do you do that, or do you just recommend that they stay in line?
I look at Talon and go, that would be normal procedure for somebody like her, right?
I don't know. I don't hang around nobles very often.
Right.
I travel from place to place.
Her being family, they'd probably let her right in instead of making her wait in line, so I guess we do.
But how? Yeah. That's not fair for the free folk here. Goodness.
No, it's not. I don't agree with it, but that is...
Well, Arkil, you're in charge here. What do you say, Sir Knight?
It is the custom of the land.
Very well. Make way there! Make way! Talon calls out, and the carriage pulls out into the oncoming stream, and those people get off the road as you go riding down. Arkil, are you in the lead with Talon, or are you in the back?
Yeah, I'm in the lead with Talon.
Okay. As you come up, the guards are like, whoa, waste. Back in line, you. Back in line. Make way for her ladyship. She does not have time to stand in line with this drabble. And you hear a guy to the side of you, drabble this. I'll have you, Longshanks. And what do you do up at the front?
I'm behind, so...
Yeah, that's up to you, Arkil. Say anything or just right on through?
So was that the guard telling us that, or...?
Yeah, it's one of the guards. There's about 3 or 4 of them milling around up there. The ones that looks like they're taking names and coin from people in line to pass in through the gates, and the guards are kind of milling around on the other side, kind of barring your way, but not really putting any effort into it at all. They're just kind of milling around over there, with one of them holding up his hand.
I think we'll make way for the lady Esprit, right?
Oh, right.
Or something like that, yeah.
Baron's daughter. All right, Baron's business. Everyone move to the side. And they escort they come in and they knuckle their foreheads as the carriage rolls past. And then you escort her. You are now in the village of Ranvin. Well, not village, the township of Ranvin.
Yay!
And you hear the clang of metal upon metal, the hubbub of civilization finally You know, you've got businesses lining the road coming in. You've got some homes out on the outer edges. You've got taverns, a couple of inns. You've got... Oh, boy, that's really loud. There. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And you see some higher buildings off on the side. You've been smelling the sea air for a while now, but now it really hits you as you're coming in, realizing that this is a port town. You see a stone wall down to the south. You're on a little bit of a rise, not much. I wouldn't even call it a hill, but just enough that you can kind of see down over some rooftops and down to the bay. It looks like a town of maybe 2,000 people at most. Hustle and bustle. You hear bells ringing down by the wharf. You've got people crying out their wares. You got people coming up to the cart with their hands out. Some are waving. Some are hoping to get some coin. Estelle actually starts handing out coppers as she's going down the road, and you're supposed to escort her to the Church of the Holy Mother. So it takes a little bit, but you end up finding out where that is, and it's over to the north. Again, up a little rise, so it kind of rises above some of the other houses here. It's not a temple per se, but it is a large church. And it is... Hold on just a moment. Is there anything in particular you guys are doing as you come through?
I'm looking around at the businesses and stuff.
Okay.
To see if I see any signs and stuff because of my background.
Oh.
Being a criminal spy /
Gotcha.
Criminal contact.
Right, so you're looking...
To see if there's any type of contacts or anything in the area that we could use for get some more information on everything that's been going on.
Okay. Give me a perception test. This one you definitely need to roll for.
Okay. Yep. Not very damn well.
Nope, not very damn well. You do not see any signs from the guilds. Of course, you're not familiar with the guilds here in Brandobia, so you may be missing some of the signs. They might not be put in the regular places. Hang on just a second.
I'm kind of looking at the people as we're going by, seeing how they react, and seeing if they display any symbols or not that I might recognize.
No, there's not a whole lot here to really advertise for that kind of thing. They mostly just very, very common folk moving throughout. You do see some of the soldiers of the Baron moving through town in groups of 4 or 5. Some of them are walking, some of them are riding. And they seem to be stopping and talking to certain people. Not sure the significance of those people, but you don't see any signs for anything for Deb Foe or anything like that. I'm trying to tell you a little bit about the mother, but I'm having a hard time finding the information. Well.
I figure, like, with me failing mine, it's like, okay, well, I don't use this very often. Only use it when necessary type thing. So
right.
It would make sense not seeing stuff.
Yeah. And it'll take you, you need to be here you estimate probably a day or two before you start really finding what it is you'll be looking for. right? You got to make yourself known and let them come to you rather than the other way around if you're not seeing the signs. The Church of the Holy Mother is also known as the Bramponel in Brandobian, the homemaker or the counselor. The church is called where is it? The Home Foundation. And you see a couple of acolytes wearing colored robes, moving throughout the town. You know, there's you see 3 or 4 of them individually wearing blue robes or blue robes with a white sash. And you see another 2 or 3 of these are helping teamsters unload their wares, helping merchants carry wares into their business. You'll even see them when you go to the inn. There'll be one of them that is serving people. So give me a knowledge religion roll there, Arkil. Or anybody that has skill in it.
I got a 1.
Yeah. Well, only if you got, I can't remember the term, religion 4. Yep. So that's about all you know of that church.
Not something which interests me.
Oh, Arkil. There we go. No, I put my book away too quickly. You know that they frequently move about and help a couple of times a year, help the local communities by putting in a week of hard labor. So when you see the priests moving around or the acolytes moving around helping people, they're probably doing their week of ritualistic service to the community. And they are a friend to the Knight of the Gods, the Church of the Valiant. So you escort her up to the steps of a church. It's not a cathedral or anything like that, but a simple 2-story wooden structure. Does have stone steps leading up to a large door in the front. You see stone-walled garden wall about 6 feet in height, running outward from the church where you're looking at it, and then cutting back away from you. And an acolyte comes out to see what you want. Since a carriage has come up, it makes a little bit more noise. And he comes down and talks to you, Arkil. My lord, yes. What may we do for you today?
We're escorting the lady Estelle.
Oh, Lady Estelle's here. Oh, excellent. Oh, the mother would be so pleased. Please, start unloading her bags here, and we will be down shortly. I'm sure the mother will come out herself. She is very anxious to see Estelle. So she kind of talks to you like you're just a regular soldier servant to them, just making the assumption. Do you wear openly your, because they would have given you this at the Barons, do you wear openly your iron chain and white belt service of knighthood, or symbols of knighthood?
Yes.
Okay. Then he would have changed it a little bit and said, a few more heartfelt my lords and whatnot. He probably would have bowed to you. And he would have said, have your men, not you, but have your men help her unload. And we will be down shortly. And sure enough, within about 5 minutes, there's 4 or 5 acolytes that come down and help pick up the stuff that has been unloaded from the carriage. Estelle comes out. You see the mother of the order comes out and is standing on the steps. When she sees Estelle, her face lights up. Oh, my dear, it is so good to see you. We have seen so many soldiers on the road. I feared that you might not be coming here this year. And she says, oh, no, lovely as always. I am so happy to be here and away from that stuffy old keep. She then turns and hands a small purse to the teamster and says, thank you. Be sure to spend a few days in comfort and then head on home. I will see you in a few months. And the teamster says, of course, my lady. Thank you, my lady. And the carriage rides off, leaving you four at the steps of the Church of the Holy Mother. What do you guys do next? Estelle is saying her goodbyes and says to Arkiel, of course, you'll come see me here very soon, yes? I would so like it. Appreciate it if you would come and check on us.
While we're in town.
Oh, excellent, excellent. There's a good inn. The Goosefeather Inn is her knowing the name of an inn is a little bit of a startlement. It's a good place. She kind of winks at you and leans in conspiratorially. They've got good gambling tables at night, or so I've been told. And then she says, I thank you all for your service and release you from said service. And then she turns and goes up into the church, gets a hug from the Holy Mother, and they start talking as they walk up the steps.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree, Roxanne. She not all she makes it appear, or she's more than she appears.
So, what do you guys do now? You've got most of the day ahead of you. This is the first time in months you've been in a town. You've seen towns from a distance as the slavers went in and got belongings and whatnot, but you were never in the towns. You hear dogs barking and the smell of different types of food, a lot of cooked fish, mixed with the smell of the docks wafting in with the ocean breeze. All in all, a good feeling compared to what you've been through.
I'd probably look at one of the acolytes since we don't know the area around here and stuff, and look at where would I find the scholars and stuff. I need to get word to my sister that I'm still alive.
You said the scholars?
Yeah, because she's a scholar back in Cacao.
Right. They have no idea what you're speaking of.
Right.
There are
scholars or school sages and stuff for the school.
Scribes and whatnot. There's a clerk's office down off the main road. Go down, take a right, a left, a right, and then you'll hit the main road after a little while, and then you'll go down, take a right on the main road, travel down towards the sea, and within about a block or two, you will find the place, the clerk's business.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, not exactly what I'm looking for, but okay, thank you.
No problem.
I think that to myself.
Right. He says, I don't know about you lads, but Talon says, but I could use a hot bath to get this rain's chill off my bones, and a good flagon of ale, and a listen up to in the tap room to minstrels and good singing. I could use a break for a few days. How about you boys?
I kind of look at. Did we just have a break for like 3 days, 4 days?
Well, yes, it's rather nice to be off the road when it's raining, though, don't you think?
Yeah. I know we should get a hold of, and I'll scroll to where I find it again. I thought I put it in my notes. At the end. That Captain Mortson of the Silver Spray.
Okay. So you want to go down to the docks and look for Captain Marston?
At least find out where he's at and stuff, and then we
Okay.
can go to the next day or something to talk to him.
So it sounds like you're going to go down to the docks. Roxanne and Talon are looking for an inn. They're going to go find this Goothfeather Inn. You remember seeing a sign that has a feather on it as you were coming in, just a few blocks down from the main gate, or a block of it. So, Arkiel, which way are you going to go? Are you going to go with Talon and Roxanne, or are you going to go with Egel?
I'll go with
Elgin?
Elgin, thank you. That's what I was looking for. Elgin. I knew I had it wrong, but...
Yeah,
I'll go towards the end.
Okay.
Let go my Elgo.
Right. Okay, so 3 of you go to the inn. It's going to cost 2 gold per day, and 5 silver for the inn, for the horses. And they're speaking to you of your lordship, of course. Welcome. You and your men are welcome to stay. We've got good hearty food, and for the 2 gold a day, you get an evening meal and morning refreshments. Good clean rooms. I have good clean rooms, and the stable boy tends to the horses quite well. Talon reaches down and says, "That's a fair price." Excuse me. That's a fair price. He opens his purse and takes out, counts out 20 gold coins. The innkeeper's eyes are lighting up a bit. He's a little on the short side, maybe about 5'5", and rather portly, which, as all good travelers know, portly bartender or innkeepers are good innkeepers. It's the skinny, scrawny ones you got to watch out for. There's a light lute playing coming from the tap room, and a nice warm fire is going. It's really nice to get out of the chill. You take your sodden wool cloaks off. You see that there's a place over by the fire where there's several cloaks that are draped over line. So people are drawing off their cloaks right there in the tap room. He's paying 4 days for everyone, and a little extra actually for good service and whatnot. He tips ahead of time. He says there's more to come depending on how long we're staying. We're not sure how long we'll be, however. And then he just starts asking, small questions. So, what's there to do around here? Where are some good places to go? Where are some shops? He needs some new leather strappings and whatnot, and armor pieces. So he starts asking questions like that. And after about 30 minutes, you guys are drinking some nice warm mulled wine to chase away the road's chill. You're drying out, steam rising from your shoulders, that were sodden from the rain, and generally just getting comfortable and being not in a slave wagon and not on the road, and not in a baron's keep where you have to mind your P's and Q's. Okay. So after about an hour, Talon also, before he saw to his own comfort, he saw to his horses. As soon as he had paid the innkeeper, he went out to get Mandarb settled. He goes out and takes off the saddle and hands it to the stable boy, who goes and puts it on a rack. He takes the saddlebags off, sets them down, and then commences to brush down the horse. The horse seems, rather than giving him a hard time, seems to enjoy this particular moment. And then Talon comes walking back in after about 20 minutes with his heavy saddlebags over his shoulders. And as he's walking to the front door, he sees Roxanne coming out He just gives a friendly nod, but he doesn't say anything. And then he pats his saddlebag, looking at you eye to eye very intently for a moment, and then proceeds to go into the inn. Arkil, do you take any special care of your saddle by any chance?
Yes, I'll bring it up into the room.
Okay, all right. That draws some attention as people just don't see people bringing saddles in, and then also they look at how nice the saddle is. So you get some head turning and some eyebrows raising as you come in. So basically, you get settled. Down on the wharf for you, Elgin. You see the hustle and bustle of a small township's docksides. There's maybe room in the bay here for maybe 3 or 4 ships of 2 masts. No big galleons or anything like that. You see some cutters and a I can't remember the name of the ship now. Give me a moment here. You see a couple carryalls in there. Something along that size.
Okay.
One of which, kind of a sleek-looking ship, has a flag flying from it with an iron fist on it, and you see iron cages on the deck of the ship. There's nobody in them, but there are several people working on that ship, and there's about 3 or 4 of what look to be hardy sailor soldier types come walking down, and they've got chainmail armor. They bear falchions on their sides, so and they look like they know how to use them, and they come through, and you see them kind of busting through the crowds. And they're not running or anything like that, but they do shoulder a few people out, and with a few watch yourselves, get out of the way, things like that. You know, it's 2 are half elves, one is a halfling, and one is human.
Just keep a close eye on them.
Okay.
Kind of looking for the one ship we were looking for, and also just kind of paying attention to the people and everything else around here, just so I can get a good lay of the land.
Okay.
And stuff.
You do find the ship.
See anybody trying to pull any fast stunts on merchants and stuff like that?
Ah, gotcha. The merchants that are around here are mostly fish stalls and things that sell wares for the boats. You know, there's a rope maker's shop that has 2 buildings actually. One is very long. It looks like it's about 70 to 100 feet long and not very wide. You can tell that's probably for the rope pulling that they do. And then, you know, just your average things. You don't really find any leather shops or armories or blacksmith. Although you do find a couple of blacksmiths down here on the waterfront side. I'm talking about, you know, the first group of buildings you see and the second. And those 2 rows of buildings and homes are separated from the rest of the town by a small wooden or stone wall that's maybe 5 or 6 feet high. Not real thick. You know, think of it as it's maybe about a foot thick. And large open gates that don't look like they've been shut in a long time.
Okay. Do I see any, not per se children, but like urchin kids running around or anything?
As a matter of fact, that was the next thing that I was going to ask. I need you to give me a perception test.
Okay.
Hello.
All right.
I'm going to attempt to speak quieter. My wife's going to be doing some work in here, so I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So if I get too quiet, let me know. Okay. So, what'd you get on that roll? Let's take a peek here.
15.
15. You managed to catch. You feel a slight tug on your purse strings, and you look back and you give me a dexterity save. Your target number is 16. Okay. You managed to lose the grip on your coin sack that's hanging off your belt. Now, it does not have the majority of your money. It just has a little around the town money in it. But you feel it. And as you turn around, you see a group of 3 or 4 kids, maybe even 5 or 6, considering they're running kind of in and out of people. And you see the kid that took yours run into this gaggle of children, and then they all kind of spread out. What do you do?
I point my finger at the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Oh, interesting. Remember, magic is... They would have mentioned this at the keep, but I'm not sure if I told you about this or not.
No,
magic is illegal to perform without a license. And
okay.
most folks are very superstitious of magic and mages. In Brandobia, at least. So, what do we see?
Mage, but okay.
No, I know, but magic in general makes them nervous. So, let's see. Yeah. Casting time 1 action, short piece of copper, but it's verbal, somatic, and material. So, you have to, present yourself as casting a spell. Do you still do that? You are in a small crowd of folks moving through, so you know it'll be seen.
May notice what I'm doing, so no, I'll wait on that. I'll just, since have my horse and stuff, I'll just ride towards them.
Oh, wait a minute. It does say you move your finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. So you might, with a stealth roll of 12, you might be able to get away with nobody seeing this particular spell.
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. You get it off.
You can have that, but we need to talk. Is what I'll say.
You see, he turns to some guy next to him, and says, "What'd you do to me? What?" And then his eyes grow wide, and he looks at this guy, who turns around in surprise at him, and the kid looks at you and says, "Oh, you're a witch, aren't you? You're a witch. You can't have my soul. No, not for me." And the kid goes running off, and the guy looks with consternation and confusion at this boy as he runs off into the crowd.
Yeah. Have no clue what they're talking about.
Well, it looks like he misunderstood where it came from, and here's this thought in his head that he doesn't actually hear, with his ears. So the conversation kind of hit him. He's unused to it, and he looks to the guy next to him, thinking that he did something, that he whispered something to him.
Yeah. So I just kind of casually ride in the direction they're going and see if they stop or something.
Okay. You end up... give me a investigation roll.
All right. Not well.
It takes you a while to find them, but you do come around a corner and you see 5 children sitting on the side of a city well. And they're opening it up, and there's nobody else around in this small little area. Think of it as like a cul-de-sac around the businesses here. And this is, by the way, back into town, not on the wharf side. And there's little footpaths that go between buildings and whatnot, and it just looks like a place where people come and get water. And this kid's counting out some coins to the others, placing them in the palms. You see this from a distance. As soon as you come around the corner, they stop and kind of hide what they're doing. And then one kid looks at you and his eyes grow wide. What do you do?
I use the Thieves' Cant original to see if any of them respond and go, just want to talk, no harm, no harm.
Give me a percentile roll.
Okay.
You have about a 65% chance that they are, or some of them might be a member. Well, I'd say that's a big yes. One of the kids, matter of fact, not the one that stole the coin from you, but a slightly older one, kind of looks at you, and his hands move subtly down at his side, and says, "Meet here at sundown."
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So what do you do?
Just go back about my business.
Okay. You lost about 15 gold and about 8 silver and 10, 15 copper. Not a whole lot, but enough to hurt a little bit. I'm going to take a bio break real quick. I'll be right back. Do you go back to the inn, Egil? Goblin?
Yeah, I'll go back and get things put away and stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and role play what you say there, and to the group, tell them what you want them to know. If anything.
I just get back and go, and not really say much, just going, it's like, oh, I got a couple leads to get some more, see if we can find out any more information. I got to go check on it a little bit later. And leave it at that, probably.
Did you happen to see the ship we're looking for?
There's a couple ships in the bay, and there's one flying the oppressor. And it looks like a slave ship, because it's got the cages and everything on it.
I don't know if we're able to keep supplies here or not.
Yeah, safe.
But we can at least find and maybe get our supplies set aside that we'll need.
Yeah. And I kind of look at town and go, and I got to get a license, I guess.
Oh, well, you said you're going to the clerk's office anyway? Yes?
Yeah, I guess that would, if that's their only version of a school or ways to get messages between schools.
Well, I doubt that any schools here would be connected to anything in Pikal.
Okay.
Yeah,
friendly or not.
There's a place I think that you would have good luck with, but it is far from here. It is in the Elos deserts, a place called Diyishi. I've always wanted to go there, but it has the world's largest library there and schools of sages.
I'm just trying to get a message to a sage.
Sure.
To a scholar itself. My sister's a scholar.
Right. So, you go to the clerk's office that day, or do you wait until the next day?
I'll find out where, find my way to that first. Yeah.
Okay. You get a little bit more money from the box. Talon dumps his coin out into his main utility pouch that he has. Right. Most everybody carries a larger pouch of usually hard, thick leather to keep stuff in. And he takes his small coin purse, puts some more gold and silver and copper into it, and hands it to you and says, "Let's see about not losing that one, eh?"
Yeah. At least I didn't lose most of it.
Yeah, he kind of chuckles and says, "You got to what?"
I kind of chuckle and go, "It was worth it. They needed it more than we do."
Excellent. Well, I'm glad it worked out the way you wanted. I might not turn that way myself, but
yeah, well,
obviously not knowing what your ulterior motives are.
Yeah, I just look and go, the urchins need it more than us some days.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The merchants are always hungry for money. Arkil and Roxian.
I think he misheard me. I said urchins.
Oh, I thought you said merchants.
No,
yeah.
urchins.
Well,
he misunderstood me.
That they do. Roxian and Arkil, what are you going to do for the rest of the afternoon now that you got the road weary out of you, and you are a little bit drier now? Talon looks over and says, I need a good hat if I'm going to be walking around in this climate. So I think I will head down to some of the merchants or Merchants Row and see if I can find a good wide brim felt hat. Perhaps a leather one. Anybody care to go with me?
Is it in the same direction as where I need to go?
At first, yeah. They'll be breaking off, or whoever goes is going to be breaking off before you get there.
Yeah. Yeah,
I missed that. I was getting an update.
You're getting a what?
Sorry, I missed that. I was...
okay. Talon is going... Talon and Elgin are going to go out and hit up some merchants. Talon wants to get a new... he wants to get a hat to keep the rain off him and his shoulders. So... he knows that you guys don't have a whole lot of solid gear yourself, right? Except what was given to you by the nobles, by the Baron.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a pair of homespun clothes that you're probably wearing now, or would you have worn your nicer garb from the Baron? How are you guys dressed? That'll make it different on how people approach you.
Well, on the road, I probably would have worn the homespun. Now that I came to the inn and stuff, I might have changed. I'm still going to keep my leathers on.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I still would have had my armor on.
Okay. That is a rare sight, and you draw lots of attention. Other than the city guard, matter of fact, even most of the city guard don't wear armor. You see some of the people off the ships do, mostly or almost completely leather, except for some, you see a kind of an unsavory looking group that wears chainmail, and they have their falchions at their sides. But for the most part, people around here don't go around armed in any way.
Yeah, I look at Arkil and say the ones in the chainmail with the falchions, they came off the ship which has the oppressor sign, the slave ship.
Yeah, I was saying, on the road, I would have had it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Around town, you'll...
Yeah, around town, I'll take it off.
You see, Talon, he doesn't carry his spear, his axe, or his flail with him. He's left those in his room. And he looks over at the barkeep, or the innkeeper. Good sir, I'm going to need the use of a private room for a little while. Something with a stout table. I need to tend to my gear. Is there such a place I could rent from you? He says, oh yes, for 3 silver, you can use this room right back over here. I'll make sure I have the servants bring it down. And he says, no, I'll take care of that. It's fine. I would prefer nobody come into our rooms if that is all right. We'll take care of our own service. Yeah. And he's like, well, as you wish, as you wish. He has a homespun clothing from the villages. Okay. So all of you kind of go out around town and do a little bit of shopping. So go ahead and start looking through the player's guide or the equipment. Spend probably 5 gold on just basic supplies. A couple extra buckles, some leather straps to repair bits of armor. Maybe some metal rings to repair some chainmail. They don't really have chainmail here. It takes a lot to make chainmail or plate, so you don't find any of those kind of level of armors. You do find leather merchants and things like this. So, spend about 5 gold at most on just incidentals, things you never think about, but you need on the road. And then go ahead and spend, anything that is 25 gold or below is readily available. Anything else, we'll have to talk a little bit and see. So Elgin, you go down to the clerk's office. You find it pretty easily. They're open only for about another hour, so you see 2 clerks in there. There's the smell of papyrus and vellum, and you see a scribe working at a table that's up at a slight angle. Looks like he's copying a book. And another scribe sitting behind a low counter who seems to be organizing scrolls. And he turns to you. My lord, please come in. Please mind the scrolls. I always hate it when it rains. It's terrible on the materials here.
Yeah.
But how can we help you?
I have 2 things I need to see about. First, about trying to get a message to a scholar over in Pakal.
Pakal. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is quite the ways. Very well. Well, I might be able to find somebody within the week that might be able to take something out there, but it will cost you a tidy sum.
And what are we looking at?
Oh, well, you're going to have to pay their way all the way there and back. I'd say 50 gold would probably be at a minimum. I mean, it's going to take them, my guess is if they ride hard and have no hardships along the way, at least 2 months to get there.
Yeah.
Mayhaps less if they take a ship. You might be able to get it for 25 or 30 gold if they can take a ship.
Yeah. Okay. I'll wait on that for the moment.
Okay.
And I guess I have to register with you as being a practitioner.
He makes a holy sign on him and says, "Oh yes, you're a practicer of the arts, are you? You hear
Minor
kind of
one, but yes.
I see. He seems very hesitant to work with you now, but he's doing it. He goes over and he says, I see. He goes over and opens up on a shelf, actually, not opens anything up. On the very bottom, he takes out some paper and blows on it, and there's a little bit of dust that comes off of it. He wipes it off and says, very well, local or for the kingdom-wide?
Kingdom-wide.
Oh, that's a steady sum.
Traveler.
That's 100 gold pieces of gold, and that's a hard price. 10 gold only for working within the city here. But that's a lifetime. That's a lifetime charge.
We're working for the Baron, and give the Baron's name and stuff. I'm not sure if that makes a difference.
A little bit. Most of this is in taxes that goes to the government. He says, "Well, I could do it for about 9 gold for a friend of the Baron's, I guess." But mind you, most of this fee does not go to me. This is a price set by the kingdom itself.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. I still should do the full width because we don't know exactly where we'll be traveling. So I'll give you the 100?
Well, tell you what. Since you might be using my services here, and I hope you do for sending out your letter. How about 90 gold?
90?
90
okay.
gold, yep. Now that will cover you kingdom-wide as long as you don't use this, and it is a lifetime license, sir. So
good.
But just don't lose it, because the only proof that you have this is this itself. Would you like a oiled scroll case to keep it in?
Yes.
Oh, why am I typing this to you? Roxian, not a complete one. They do have about 2 or 3 pages of equipment in the player's handbook. If there's anything particular and you're not finding it, let me know, and I will grab my player's handbook right here.
Yeah.
Now, Tyrant did give me a spreadsheet. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I gotten something from him at one time too for something else.
There it is.
Don't know where it's at now.
Yeah, it's called problem copying the links.
Merchant something another.
Yeah, it is called copy of Dylan's 5e shop generator.
Ah.
Now, I don't know how to use this very well, so please bear with me. Okay, what would you like to buy, Roxian? Why don't you go ahead and type in a small list, and I'll give you a price for it. That'll be easiest. And same for the rest of you guys. If there's things that you want that are specific, and you can't find a price for it, let me know. I'll give you a couple minutes here to do that.
Yeah, I think I just spent most of mine.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I'm not really sure. I just kind of wanted something to look over.
Yeah, but I know he had sent me like a shop thing with the averages, prices, and stuff, and I don't see it now though.
Here, let me see if I can. Not sure where I've got this stored myself, so I'm going to save it in a new spot. Oh, it's on the desktop. Okay. Hang on. Let me see if I can... Oh, I'm going to need that.
I think it was in a thread which closed on somewhere else.
No.
Do I have it saved in here?
There it is. I got it. Let me see if I can post this to you. I better close it out. Oh, Scheitzen. I just killed everything.
Discerning Merchant's Price Guide.
Can't believe I just killed that entire link. There we go.
Okay. User tool of desktop BGMH.
Okay. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, at least one he had sent me the discerning Merchant's Price Guide. I'll put it in the Discord.
Yeah, it's I was just gonna throw that on there.
Yeah, I think I just found it on Google's.
Oh yeah. It was a PDF. Tyrant had sent it to me for another game we were playing at one time.
Yeah, it's pretty handy.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting to use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because D&D Beyond and even Roll20 doesn't always tell you the price of something.
Nope, it doesn't. So yeah, along the bottom there's the mundane equipment quick reference chart. And you're going to get the average prices here. So don't kill yourself over this. Just think of the larger items you want. I always consider that you're carrying, your basic supplies. That's why I just give you a lump sum that you kind of refresh it every time you go to a big town. So what are your plans at this point? You're here, you're spending the day shopping and relaxing. Talon gets himself this big wide-brimmed felt hat to keep the rain off.
Now, none of the party knows I have that ability yet, or why I would need that
Correct.
Thing.
Correct.
Because I don't know how some of them's going to react. Either. But towards dark, I'll head over towards where the urchins were.
Have all three of you filled out the form that we need filled out? Or
for next month?
Yeah, for next month for here moving forward.
Yep.
I have not.
Okay, it's in table 2, chat, and it should be, if I'm looking at this right now.
The second thing up.
Yep. So go ahead and fill that out now. We've got 12 people signed up so far, and I haven't talked with my guys from the Thursday game yet.
Yeah. Like I even told him I'm willing to do a DM one if it's for a new group,
right?
People and stuff. I've only DM'd one time.
Oh, right.
And it was for like a 5-session thing.
Sure. Well, I don't know how many sessions this is going to be, but it takes you from level 3 to level 12.
Yeah. But I had put that on my thing just so he knew if he needed another person to help out with stuff. Okay, she just leaves her computer running. There it goes, it went to sleep.
Yeah, so on the discerning items, it looks like it's just like magical item type deals. Is there like a more basic one on there?
Yeah, there's only mundane equipment. You're not going to find any magic shops here.
No, it's just that on the PDF, only saw that. Only like magical items.
Yeah, there's no magical items there, so you won't find it. But you did find the mundane equipment quick reference tab. I'm hoping that's on the PDF. I'll post the Excel spreadsheet. Do you guys have Excel?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I couldn't find it on the PDF that I brought up. Only has the magical items on it.
Well, I put the Excel spread in case you want to open that in the Google Excel or Microsoft Excel.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the same. Mundane items table 5e.
Yeah, let's take a look at yours.
Yeah, I think mine had more magical stuff. That was something he had sent me at one time.
Right. Yeah, they have, on the Excel version, they have 3 tabs at the bottom. Well, they have a random shop generator. They have Dylan's Magic Items Pricing Guide, Mundane Equipment Quick Reference, and Aurora's Whole Realms Catalog. So there's 4 tabs along the bottom, and it's really nice to be able to click on the Mundane Equipment and just look through the ridiculous amount of stuff he has in there. Okay. Anyway, so you take care of your general shopping today. What do you guys want to do that night? Anything in particular? I know, Elgin, you've got to go meet somebody.
Yep.
Anybody else want to do anything that evening? Why do I have this playing when I can't?
I'm filling out the sheet right now.
Okay, yeah. Take your time.
With what little bit of gold I have, I'm gonna pick up a nicer quality, like traveling cloak or something. That way, I can carry at least my falchion on me without it being out in the wide open.
Right. No problem. I'm not sure why the music's playing. It shouldn't be, but there we go. There we go.
That's a little on the loud side.
Yeah, I'm turning it down.
Oh, okay.
It starts out at medium volume automatically, and I can't change that default. So.
Yeah. Okay, why is that being stupid today?
Man, that is still loud, isn't it? You guys can turn it down independently too if it's too loud, or I can just stop it. Unless you guys want to do some gambling or anything else, I assume that you'll just spend a nice quiet night in the inn, listening to music from a minstrel, and maybe do some dancing if you're so inclined. When a good jig or two comes up. The inn is full. You guys took the last 4 rooms. So unless you got something special going on like Elgin does, I'll just consider us moving to the next day as soon as I finish with that.
Yeah, I may go look around the casino.
Okay. Well, it's there'll be just a couple of tables where people will be rolling dice or whatnot. There's a popular dice game called Ship Captain Crew, and if you want to play around, we can. If you want the feel for the game, fun little dice game. But just let me know how much you guys bet and if you guys try and cheat or not. The bets usually.
I'm just curious about the casino.
Okay. Well, like I said, no real casino, but there's each of the inns and taverns are going to have some folks that are probably gambling at tables here or there, whether it's card games or dice games. The closer you get to the wharf, the rowdier they get. So, Elgin, you get there at sundown, and you don't see anybody. So you go and you sit and you wait, and maybe about 10 minutes after sundown, you're like, well, they should be showing up at any time. And suddenly this kid kind of comes out of the shadows off to the side and says, all right, mister, what you want? And he doesn't come near you. He's kind of talking to you from about 10 feet away.
Just want to talk.
All right.
See if you have any information which could be of use, and of course I'll pay you.
Well, you already paid me, but I have no problems being paid again. He chuckles. You hear a couple of snickers coming from the rooftops.
Yep. I look at him and go, not to worry, I come from the streets myself at one time.
That's exactly why I'm worried. So, information. Well, what kind of information do you seek?
Well, see if they had heard, through the words and stuff, if they had heard anything about the oppressor and stuff. And
well, there are
using general information and stuff like from the streets and stuff. Any of the other problems and stuff with the slavers and stuff coming through and stuff.
No, generally they just come through. They hassle some of the citizens a little bit here and there. Mostly they're just rough around the edges, but some of them are decent folk. There happens to be a slaver ship in port right now, and that's got the docks in a little bit of an uproar, but they're allowed by treaty, so they have to kind of make do. It doesn't mean they don't get to charge them double, though, and he laughs.
Yep.
Other than that, you want to work in town, you got to pay.
No, not looking for any work, just traveling through.
Right. Well, I know where you're staying, so if you need anything, meet me back here at sundown. I'll make sure I check this place, or leave a note underneath that brick off to your left.
Okay, will do.
All right. He gives you a hand sign of goodbye.
All right.
And,
I sign back to him and just continue on my way, ignoring anybody else which was up on the rooftops or anything.
Okay. You hear
to the hotel.
You hear the pitter patter of feet up on the roof. Signs of an amateur trying to follow you around.
Mm-hmm.
So, you get back. You guys have your conversations. The next about 3 a.m. There's a knock at your door, Arkil.
Oh, what's that?
You see a young acolyte in a blue robe says, "My lord, I'm terribly sorry to wake you at this time of the morning, but well, something's happened. It's real bad, and the Holy Mother wishes to see you right away. It's terrible, but I've been told not to tell you anything about it until you get there. But it's terrible, I tell you, terrible."
I guess I'll go see the mother.
You go on your own, or do you get the other guys up?
Yeah, I'll go on my own.
Okay. You walk across town. It's no longer raining. It's night. You see a couple of guard patrols. They look at you from wherever they happen to be and watch you go by. But sorry, sometimes I'm off on these messages. There we go. Okay. No worries or signs of the Fae here, other than your little buddy that seems to like hanging out with you more. He's riding around on your shoulder right now, but he's invisible to mundane folk. The Fae is incredibly rare. People don't even think they exist anymore. The elves do, and so you do, but they're very, very hard to find. Yep, Bert. He says, I'm telling you, you're not going to find anything. But hey, can you buy me something? I mean, you guys seem to use money for things. I like promises better. I'll make you a deal. If you can get me one of those bright, shiny things you have in your pouch, I will watch your back for an entire day. All right, 2 days. All right, you drive a hard bargain, 3 days. I really want one of the shinies. Roxanne, are you talking about the he said watch your back, not wash.
That would be funny if he said wash.
That would be funny. Well, you could always try and bargain for that. He wants a silver shiny from one of your pouches. He likes the silver shiny. You're assuming that's what he means. Of course, it's going to be a quarter of his size, or maybe even half his size. He's just a little guy. Okay, Arkil, you make it across town, and the church seems to be all abuzz about something. There's torches lit. There's a lot of people in that wall. You see torches kind of moving around in there, the torchlight anyway. He puts his hands up. Well, he becomes visible and looks a little flushed and says, No. I cannot take this unless you take a bargain. Unless it is freely given. And then, boy, will people talk. Nobody's got a shiny like this one. It's as big as me chest it is. Oh, you are my favorite human. I can't believe this. He reaches out for it. He says, you freely give this to me. I accept. I will... I'm going... He looks like he's really struggling to say this. I'm going to do something nice for you someday. It will be free. I think. Yeah. I mean, I will. I mean, I think. Well, thank you for the shiny. And he grabs it and he clutches it to his chest, which covers pretty much his chest and part of his groin. He says, "Oh, could we make armor out of this? Oh, I would look so good. Oh, the girls would like me back home. I can't believe it. Wow, look at this thing. It's huge. I've never seen so much. Well, I've seen this much silver. I've seen a lot more, actually. But I've never had one of my own. This is amazing. Look at this." And he kind of flies off in front of you. You can tell he's having a little bit of a hard time balancing. But he kind of shows it to you, very proudly. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Oh, we can bend it right around. We can make one of those plate breasts you like. Excellent. Well, that's what I will do with this. I will have some armor made. I'm going to go do it right now. And he flies off. Disappears. You see it kind of hovering through and... He flies back about 30 seconds later. How do you make armor? I'm not quite sure. Do I need a mallet or something? Maybe the back of Talon's axe. It's a little heavy. Really? Well, I don't know. Armor Smith. Is he a decent fellow, this Smith fellow? Meanwhile, back at the temple, or at the church, when you come walking up, are you wearing your iron chain and white belt? I assume the white belt all the time, but the iron chain, do you commonly wear that around your neck openly? It's customary for knights to do that, but not everyone does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have it.
Okay. One of the acolytes comes down. Sir Knight, the mother would like to speak to you. Please come this way. Something terrible has happened. Her ladyship has been kidnapped.
Get me to the mother quickly.
He ushers you in, and the mother comes striding across very purposely towards you and reaches out for your hand. Takes it. Thank you, Sir Knight, for answering the call. I cannot believe it. Her ladyship Estelle, she was out in the gardens this evening, and just taking an air, and she's been taken right out. We heard her scream, then nothing. By the time we got out there was nobody there. Can you help us? I'm loath to ask the city watch yet. I don't want to make a scene if there's nothing untoward going on. But I'm very worried about the scream. It sounded more startled than anything else. But then, well, she's just gone.
Have you completed a search of the grounds?
We have looked everywhere. She is not at the church at all. Her handmaids didn't know that she was going out, although she has been known to do that at times. But they assured me that she had no plans tonight. She was weary from her hard travel here.
I will help you.
Thank you. Where do you think she could have? Well, what can I do for you? You've got my permission to search the entire grounds if you wish.
Show me to the garden where you think she was taken.
She guides you through a couple of doors, and then you're outside, and you see it's a fairly decent-sized garden, maybe 30 feet across and maybe 50 feet lengthwise. It's got a couple of fruit trees that are not in bloom yet. It's got many flowers that are coming up at this part of the earliest spring.
Look around the garden and see if I see any footsteps or any.
Give me a perception test. You don't find any just with the casual look around. Actually, investigation would probably be better. Now, Roxanne, regarding that comment about finding an armor smith to craft it, that would need him to be showing himself, and that you should probably treat very carefully. Unless you want to go to one of the elven lands, and even then, the elves don't think fondly of the Fae. Your company being an exception, of course. They are distant cousins, and there was some schism between the two, thousands of years ago, and so they respect each other's boundaries. Yeah, Fey Wanderer would be... Yeah. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you're having that discussion. Meanwhile, 14 investigation. You find footsteps, and you see where there's some heavier prints, and where it looks like heels were dragged out towards the wall.
And then I'll jump the wall since it's only 6 foot and continue the investigation that way.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm taking you're not wearing your armor right now.
No.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics test. Your target difficulty is 12. It's not going to be very rough to get over. You do see a bunch of vines there, and yep, you managed to pull yourself up on top of the wall, and there's a back alley there. So if I were to put us to another map, let's see here. Oopsie, I don't want that. I want that. I'm just going to do some scribbles. Okay, so you've got the church wall here. Then it goes to the front of the church like this, and the church itself, does this. Oops. This comes back and also heads back to the church. The church continues on. Here's where the doors are, coming out to the garden. You see the footsteps and the drag marks went over. Oops, I mean went this way. And over here, let me get rid of Farron. I don't know why these guys keep popping up on all of the maps. And you see this one is kind of a boxed alley. Let me just a second here. There's a lot of vines growing along the wall. And give me another investigation roll. Holy cow. You can see where the ivy right here has been ground down, and you find some small rope pieces, fibers in amidst some of the ivy. It's hard to see because you don't have any torchlight out here, really. So you're kind of relying on night vision, and that doesn't see differentials very well. But there are some torches over here and over here that give some light out to about this range. So you've got enough that you can make it out. So you're up on the wall. You got that going on. Anything else?
Do I see which direction the
Well, it's
on the other side of the wall?
Remember, it's a box alley. So, this end is open down here, and there's another building that starts about right here. And there's a long building here that's the back of it. Right like that. And there's nothing but mud back here in the alley. Actually, there is one other thing you can see. I'll tell you what that is in a minute when you get down there. So, you're up at the top of the thing. You find the rope fibers and where a rope has recently been dragged across the ivy, tearing it up.
Then I'll hop on the other side of the wall.
Okay. You splurch. Oh, sorry about that, man. You splurch down into the mud. And now you're in the alley, and there's no light back here. So you can see, but you just can't make out definition very well with dark vision.
I think I saw one of the, not miscellaneous, but what's the word? On the Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It had torches on it for one.
Right. Would you have brought your pack with you, though, just coming across to see the mother?
No.
Okay. You can go back in and get a torch from back here. You can crawl back over the wall, grab a torch, and move on. Or ask one of the acolytes. So why don't we just say that one of the acolytes comes...
Ask for a torch, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Do you want to walk back down the alley, or are you going to go back over the wall? I'll probably give you a lantern, not a torch.
Since it's 6 foot, probably just...
Walk around? Okay.
Yeah.
As you're walking around, give me an investigation roll, and you also see an old man sitting on a stool right here, really early in the morning. He's got a wide-brimmed hat, a scraggly old beard. He's sitting on a stool, and it looks like he's working on weaving a basket. You see tracks through here that are fresh and new. They're deeply rutted. There's hoof prints, and there are the trails of a wagon of some sort. But the what did I want to say? The wagon wheels themselves look thinner than usual.
I'll ask the old man if he has seen anything, has seen any struggles of any sort going on back here.
Oh, hello, young lad. What? Well, no, I haven't seen much. There was when I came up here to start working, there was there was a carriage, sir, that came through. Yes, it kind of reminds me of the time that my sister, she wanted to go on a carriage ride. I remember that, and it was very bumpy, sir. It's not very comfortable way to travel, that's for sure.
Did you see what the carriage looked like?
What was that, sir?
So did you see what the carriage looked like?
Oh, marriage? No. It's not for me. I was married once, but no, marriage is
I'll speak up a little bit louder. Like, sir, did you see what the carriage looked like? The carriage.
A porridge? No, I don't like porridge much either. No, I mean I have to eat porridge with my teeth, you know. But no. But I was telling you this carriage was a where was I? Oh my. Oh, sometimes I forget what I'm saying, sir. I'm sure you know I'm getting old.
What did it look like?
Oh, what?
The carriage with the horses.
Oh, yes, I see. There were two horses, sir, you see, the carriage was it was black, I think. Yes, I had one of those. It was dark and it was closed, and there was a short man riding it. Yeah, I remember a short man, but wide like that. Only he wasn't a man. Tell you, well, rightly he was a man, but not really. He was what do you call them? Dwarves. Yeah, dwarves. He was one of them dwarves from the mountains. He had really wide fellow he was. Kind of as wide as he was tall, almost. It looked like a big square block walking down the street. I remember that day well. That day at the festival. Oh, what, sir?
Were there any other men with the dwarf?
Were there any other men with the dwarf? What dwarf? No, there was no men at that time, sir. No, he was on his own. He came down from the mountains and said he was just traveling to find a new place to work. So he was all alone, sir. There was no men with him at that time. I mean, I suppose he probably met somebody along the road. But, what were we talking about?
The men with the horses. How many? You saw a dwarf. Were there any others?
Oh, you mean the carriage here tonight? Oh, I thought you were talking when I met that dwarf down from the hills. See, that was a long time ago. I haven't thought of that in a long time. But sorry, it's get me a bit of a cough now and then, eh? No, there were no men with the dwarf or the fellow or the man. I'm not sure. Well, I'm pretty sure he was a man, but he might have been a dwarf.
Thank you for your help, sir. Have a good day.
Oh no, absolutely, sir. And you see that he's got a small bowl at his feet, and he's got another basket that's full of stripped reeds that he's weaving these baskets with, and he just starts humming a tune as you start to walk off. He kind of chuckles to himself. Young man, and well, wait, what, sir? What are you doing out at this time in the morning? Nobody really comes out here to work. I'm kind of curious what brings you about.
Oh, I just couldn't sleep.
No, so you thought you'd come out and keep an old man company, will you? Well, that was good of you. It's good to see you, sir. Have we met before? You seem familiar.
I don't believe so, sir, but have a good day.
Oh,
thank you for your help.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir, thank you. Top of the night to you, morning, as it were. And so you travel down the alleyway a little bit, and you see, the wagon tracks stop about right here. Or a little bit farther back. Oh, sir, I remember something. Yes, there was some writing pictures on the side of the carriage. I couldn't quite make them out. I was a bit far away and all. I hope that helps. He's yelling this down the street.
Thank you, sir. So the carriage, like the tracks go from the opening, looks like from the opening to where you point out where the vines are kind of ripped.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't go beyond like to the left there.
No, they don't go anywhere else. They're pretty much right in the middle. If I were to draw them out, the carriage looks like it probably would have stopped about right like that. And the alleyway, actually, if I were to really fill up the carriage to its rightful size, it would probably be about like that. So it barely fit down here, and it looked like it was backed in.
All right. So then I'll continue walking down the alley with the torch.
Okay. You don't find any other clues other than that.
What's at the end of the alleyway?
What was that, sir? The end of the alley, what?
What's at the end of the alleyway?
Just a wall, another building.
To the right.
It's just a building on this side. It's a building on this side, and then just the church walls. There's nowhere to go back there. No windows shining or open on those sides. No doors. Just wooden.
Down the alleyway to the right.
Oh, down this way. That's where the open square is down here. In this area, and the road goes traveling on. Goes that way, and then this area is open all the way down to the church steps, which are the church steps are probably down this direction a little bit. I hope that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this area here has kind of a shelter, an awning over the front of whatever business this happens to be. This business has nothing to do with baskets or weaving or anything like that. And when you come back down here, this man is the man is gone. You were only there, like a minute or two before as you walked down and walked back up to follow these tracks. The tracks seem to go this direction, but you don't see the old man anywhere. And something that you noticed now as you were talking to him, there was something that was kind of strange. He never made eye contact with you. Matter of fact, he kind of just looked towards your chest most of the time. And you see a small bowl left on the ground where he was.
You said there was no like real exits.
Nope.
From the alleyway.
Yeah, no. The alleyway is a complete dead end.
Doors or anything.
Yeah. So.
Yep. I'm gonna look at the bowl and kind of look around where he was sitting. And
there doesn't look to be any impression of a. There's no chair there. There's no stool. Nothing. There's just this little bowl that has a copper piece in it.
Just a regular copper piece?
Mm-hmm. It looks to be that way. You pick it up and look at it. But yep. Just looks like a regular copper piece. Roxanne, on your question, having armor made for this guy would probably be best if you did it amongst your people or with a blacksmith that you really trust, because nobody's really going to understand and nobody's really going to have the skill to make something that small. You kind of are going to need kind of a combination with a blacksmith knowledge and a jeweler or a jewel crafter. Some of the high elves could do that, but nothing that you think you could find around here, unless you were to go back to your people.
Unless you happen to know a high elf.
Unless you happen to know, well, I mean, a high elf blacksmith or jeweler. So, yeah, which one of you is the high elf again? Arkil? Yeah. Arkil. Do you have any smithing skills or jeweler skills?
Not that I know of.
You can always
recommend it. Picking up as a traveler.
You could have along the way.
Probably definitely blacksmithing.
Okay. So we'll consider blacksmithing a skill of yours. At least not something you're proficient with, but you have the basic ideas. So you've done a little bit. You have enough that you can mend your pots, and you can, make a fork and a spoon if you need to. Believe me, I've done it. Spoons are a pain in the butt. Forks are easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway, you find that the tracks, like I said, head off this direction down the road, but they quickly get mixed with the regular travel and all those deep ruts as you get deeper into the town proper.
Yeah, at this point, I'll probably go with the others, because once you get into town, like there's no way to track the tracks themselves with all the other town business going on.
It would be difficult. Maybe Roxy, and he has a keener eye for such things like that.
Yeah, so I'll go rouse the others.
Okay. It's probably closer to 5 a.m. now, after you walked over there, searched around the place, had the conversation, walked around some more, tried to track as far as you could into town. So it's probably a couple hours. So you're all together.
I'll let them know that the lady appears to be kidnapped and taken from the church grounds and taken out what appeared to be a carriage into the town proper.
Most disturbing that her ladyship has been taken, and the first day in town too. Well, we have no idea who'd want her, but this carriage of yours, there can't be many of them coming and going at night. They stopped everybody during the day to come through and pay their tolls and taxes. I'm surprised, and they kept track of everyone. So I'm surprised that I assume you checked with the guard.
Not yet.
Well, I think I will ready my armor. This sounds, if we're going to help, are we? Or are we not? Because I could use another few days in bed.
I agree to help myself. You guys are free to join in the search or not.
Yeah.
Well, we could ask people, any that were up at the time. Did you see anybody moving about? I can't
I
remember
did
this.
talk to a strange old man. When I was in the alley, he seemed to have just disappeared. Very, very odd.
An old man, you say? That is odd.
And he disappears, even odder.
Now, when you say disappears, like before your eyes?
Not before my eyes. But the alley had no real exits, and he didn't seem the type to be able to scale a 6-foot wall by himself.
Yeah, no, he was an old man, probably 70 summers, which is pretty ancient for humans.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the average man dies of old age at around 55, 60.
We could take a look around town by the gate and stuff and the waterfront and see if we see a wagon which matches the description.
That's a good plan.
I can always put some feelers out.
Okay. So is that your plan? You're going to go out, look around, ask some questions of the people, and checking with your group of people as well?
And talking to the guards.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll stay away from the guards, let them do the guards and stuff, and I'll...
Okay. So Roxy's sticking with Arkil.
And I'll go, if I hear anything, I will let you know. Just don't be too surprised.
Very well. Let us commence our search, and let's meet back every hour or so near the front gates, in that central square there. Not central square. In the square in front of the gates there, where all of the merchants were turning around and doing their transfers of stuff and dropping people off. Let's meet there once every hour and see what we can find.
Okay.
All right. Elgin, give me a persuasion roll. You're going to be able to meet up with somebody. And Arkil and Roxy, and give me a persuasion roll. Okay, Elgin, you get some help. Wow, look at you guys go. Roxy, and of course, great with people as always. Elgin and Arkil, you both get the same information from two different sources. From the guards, they say that yes, a carriage came in, but it never left that night. And Elgin, you get the information that the carriage was seen leaving the town at about 2 a.m., but was strange that none of the guards seemed to stop the wagon or even look at it as it went through the gates.
They went through the main gate?
Yep. Outside of
2
town.
2 a.m. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you all meet back after about an hour, and there you are. You're in front of the gates on the inside of the town. People are starting to come into town now as the pre-dawn hits. Looks like,
Anyway, I could find out Because he was telling us, like, the guy, he took our, did you tell us everything the old guy said to you?
Yes.
Okay. When doing that, when getting that information, can I ask them if they knew whose this was, since it's not very common to have an all black wagon and stuff? Like
well,
that?
they said it had some kind of a crest on the side. Yeah. Some not words, but some kind of a crest.
A crest. Did it have a fist or any symbol on that crest?
It wasn't a fist. It was a shield. A kind of a kite shield, but with rounded edges. With kind of a laurel leaf design around the outside coming up. So if the shield is here, the laurel leaves are about over like this, coming around it. And in the middle of the shield, they say that there were, it looked to be crossed knives or swords or something.
Okay. Kind of look around and see if we see anything else with that typing of assembling or anything as I'm walking back to.
Yeah, you don't see anything like it at all. So you guys get back, or excuse me, at the meeting place, and so there you go. That's the information you have so far.
Yeah, I passed on what information I got.
Okay. Arco passes his on. What do you guys do now?
None of us is from this area, so we wouldn't have a clue what that sheet layout would mean.
Oh, you mean what that thing would mean? No, yeah, none at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of looking around and stuff at the different merchants and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Walk up, see if they got something for sale.
Well, yeah, the pre-dawn folks are all about selling food. There's a few others that sell other goods that have set up the daily stalls and whatnot. But for the most part, the merchants that are coming in at this point are selling food. There's fresh baked bread and rolls and meat pies and things like that.
Okay. I'll end up just purchasing a very minimal amount of stuff, but trying to talk and bringing up a wagon with that emblem on it and see if they wouldn't happen to know who that was or who they're with or something.
Dropping some copper around and whatnot. Give me a percentile roll plus 10%. You want low.
Okay.
Oh, you rolled the holy number.
Yeah.
That number gets you a success regardless of what the percentages are. You meet an old woman at one of the stalls. She's selling honey cakes, and you couldn't help but buy one and actually, eat it, even though you've eaten at 5 or 6 other food stalls. Are the other guys coming with you when you do this, or are you doing this off on your own and they're doing something else?
I probably would have just walked off and started doing it and stuff. It's just the way my character is.
Sure.
Always looking for information.
Would the rest of you have followed him? I mean, he looks like he's got a good idea of talking to the local folks around. Okay. The honey cakes are 5 copper a piece, which is really expensive. But man, the look on Elgin's face when he eats one is pretty surprised how good it is. And this old woman, she's probably 60 summers. Maybe, says, "Oh yes, that crest you see, okay, Raxian, no problem. You feel a tug on your hair, next to your shoulder. There's 2 tugs, and then this little tinkling sound."
Mm-hmm.
Do do you hand it to him, or do you? I mean, this thing's bigger than he is, or as big as he is. He hasn't let go of that silver coin yet either, so he's not sure how he's going to handle this. But it also would look pretty weird with you just kind of holding this up to your shoulder. This crest, you say? Oh, that hasn't been used in these parts in a long time. Long time. It belonged to a baron here before he was, let's say, unseated. The Duke himself took the baronial seat away from him with permission from the king, even. It was quite a to-do then. Oh, this was maybe 20, 30 years ago. Okay, perfect. Bert you hear him munching along as he's licking his lips and licking his hands, and every once in a while you're just hearing this honey, and people kind of give strange looks if they pass you too close as you're walking about. So back to the old woman says, yes, Stoke was his name. Stoke, big to do. It was the talk of the town at the time. He couldn't. He was known as kind of a mean sort. He didn't treat people very well. Became hated throughout this area. But none of the young folk around here would remember him. His name isn't even spoken of anymore.
Kind of look at her. If there were still some of his people around, where would they be? Where was his old keep and stuff?
Oh, there's no. Oh, well, he had an estate outside of town. I can't quite remember where. Maybe, if I remember correctly, and mind you, I never kept track of the nobility. I think it was somewhere to the south.
To the south. Okay. Thank you. And I slip her enough for another of that little honey things.
Mm-hmm.
But don't take it.
Oh.
That's the original one I bought.
Oh, sir, you forgot your cake.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, she says, there you are.
See, I saw Roxy and buy two. I'll just hold on to it for a while.
Okay, gotcha. Anything from you, Arkil, before we move on?
So I just realized that I have, for like senses, passive wisdom, perception, passive...
Yeah.
Yep.
Investigation, and passive wisdom, insights.
Yep.
Like 14, 11, and 14.
Okay.
I don't know if that goes into anything with
this. It can. There are times when you're just casually walking by something, and I'll ask for your passive perception just to see if you notice it. Same thing with passive. The word just went right out of my head. Insight. Yeah, insight.
Yeah.
So most of the time it just comes into play. It's just there, and you'll notice things and whatnot. But if it's something special and the higher difficulty rate, I'll always give you a chance to roll.
Mm-hmm.
So you did, she seemed on the up and up. She didn't.
Yeah.
Just seemed like an old lady.
Pass that information on. Should we go? I mean, the ones I got word from said they left without any. Like, the guard just turned their back. Didn't see nothing, so maybe go check that. Just go for a ride and take a look.
Well, I got a completely different read off those guards. It was almost like they didn't know what you were talking about. I didn't.
What if it was quote magic?
Talon kind of
magic is. And I can tell you, if you use magic in this area, you have to register.
Maybe that's why it's outlawed. With what you heard from the old woman about the old ring, if they use magic, and that's why it's outlawed now.
It could be. Yeah, 100 gold. But it's a lifetime one for the whole kingdom to register.
Well, nobility would certainly be able to pay for that.
Yep.
As for your question, Roxanne, you didn't pick up anything extra from it. She just seemed, gave all the information that she could about it. She definitely probably knows a little bit more than what she said, but it doesn't seem like she was holding anything pertinent back.
Yeah.
So, you head up to the guards and head out of town. Is that your plan? Go back, get the horses, and mount up?
Mount up.
Okay.
Just, we're going to go for a ride.
Sure. Well, are you taking all your stuff with you?
Yeah.
Merchant's like, or not the merchant, the innkeeper's like, oh, morning, gents. Oh, you're not leaving us already, are you? You've paid up for the week.
No. We just have some business to take care of outside of the keep.
Oh, business, eh? Well, do as you do. Mind yourself out there. But you have a good day. We'll have your rooms ready when you're back.
Yeah. Business for me is just my own personal things, which they don't need to know about.
Yeah, right. So you don't push him for any information or anybody else in town?
I mean, unless we're going to sit there and have breakfast before we take off or something. I don't know. That's up to others, too.
Probably a good idea to have some food, more than the honey cakes.
Yeah.
Before you go. You don't know when you'll have it again.
The same line of questioning, see if he knows anything about that from the past.
Oh.
Or it coming through town or stopping and stuff.
Roll a d6.
A 3.
Okay. Oh, Stoke. Huh? I haven't heard that scoundrel's name in a long time. But he used to be the Baron of these lands until Heinrich came in to replace him. Bad blood between those two, I tell you.
Would he have bad blood against the other family from up north, that Baron?
Oh, the Duke? There are barons up. No, I don't know of any baron up there that would have problems with him, but nobody liked him. I always heard that he had problems at court and whatnot. Yeah. He was a mean son of a bitch. Very, very cruel eyes. I remember seeing him once as a kid, as he and his carriage came through. Looked right at me, and I swear I thought he might want to kill me. Made an impression, I'll say that. I've never forgotten that look. He kind of shudders.
Any slim chance of his family's, any of his followers or family still being around?
Oh, I think he used to have an estate south of here, not more than a few miles. But once he was kicked out, I'm sure he wouldn't be able to pay for the taxes to keep the estate up, and nobody's seen him around here. Nobody at all.
Okay.
Not since then.
Okay. So eating our breakfast and stuff.
Okay.
And we lost.
Oh, we lose Roxanne again?
Oh, no. He's back again.
Okay. Welcome back, Roxanne. So, you guys head out of town? Or go look for any more info?
We're getting about the same info, so I think we should just go for a ride and take a look.
Talon looks over, says, Something about the taxes. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. This clerk's office you went to, I wonder if they might have any more information.
Oh, yeah, they may. And he told me to come back if I had any more business with him.
You say you bought your license from him?
Yeah.
So he might keep records of things like that. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, somebody powered up a laser weapon.
Yeah, message on my phone. It's like, okay, I'll just see you later.
So you head over to the clerk's office, and he's just opening up for the day. He says, "Oh, you're back, sir. Oh, and you've bought. Wow, you look like you're armed for a war. What?
Just getting ready to do some traveling outside the keep, and just wanted to stop in and ask a few more questions.
I don't know where you're traveling, but I wouldn't certainly want to go there. Goodness.
If you only knew.
He kind of starts at that, and says, "So what may I do for you today?"
I asked him about this old keep and stuff like that. If the taxes have been kept up and stuff. If he's seen any of his people coming and going with that emblem.
Baron Stoke. This would be before Heinrich. Then I take it.
Yes.
Yeah, let me go. I don't have any of these records here. I'll be right back. Come back in an hour, and I will see what I can find.
Okay.
So you guys do any more shopping or anything in particular for the next hour of the morning? Okay.
We're not that far from the docks, right?
No, not far at all. You're really not far from anything in town. Take you about 10 minutes to get wherever you want to go.
Go down and point out that one ship to them.
Okay. You see the slaver ship looks like it's getting ready to pull out of port. It's taking on supplies and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Do we see anybody in the cages?
No, you don't see anybody in the cages.
I wonder why.
Do we see the crew on the ship?
Yeah, you see some people are taking on the supplies. So there's kind of a crane kind of mechanism that they're loading some large boxes in on top of the ship. It's 3 masts and a narrow beam, so there's only so much it can store on deck. But you do see 4 or 5 of the sailors out there working it over. There's a couple of guards standing down at the bottom of the gangplank.
And Roxy, you said there was a dwarf-like person on the ship?
I don't remember.
There was a 2 half elves, a human, and a halfling.
Do we see this halfling running around?
Nope, not right now.
No, not right now. I was just going to try to see if I can remember because halfling, dwarf, they're both short and can be stocky.
Yeah, he did say he was as wide as he was tall, so halflings generally aren't, they might be a little...
Very.
Yeah.
Plump, but not...
No, some of them might. Okay. I mean, they're not like Tolkien hobbits, but they're close enough.
Yeah.
They're...
Okay.
But yeah, you don't see any of them around. And you have no idea if the 2 guards down there are the people that you had seen. They have helmets on their heads and whatnot.
All right. Yeah, just keep looking around, and I point over to the other one. If I see it there, the silver mist.
Okay.
I think it was.
You do. Do you show your writ to the shipmaster, the ship captain?
Not right now. I just kind of pointed out and go,
Okay.
that's the one we got the letter of introduction for. And I mean, if we want to try to take care of that while we're waiting for the clerk.
Probably not enough time for that. It's about
Right.
time for you to head back. But
Yeah.
at least you know where the ship is and where it's berthed.
Yep.
So you go back, and the clerk says, "Well, strangely enough, the payments for their taxes have always come in on time. But as far as I know, there's nobody living out at the estate. That was closed up long ago."
Has there been any new permits issued for magic besides
No, but he did look like he was a practitioner. He kind of makes a holy sign in front of him again. Looks very uncomfortable. But he had a lifetime license, but it was revoked. I've never heard of such a thing.
Oh.
I've looked through some of the other records. Nobody else's were from that time. Just his.
Yeah. Well, if you're removed from your duchy or whatever, baronship or whatever you want to call it, you might lose all your stuff.
Well, maybe. I don't know. These are given for life.
Yeah.
Well,
so they can be revoked, right?
Is there any information on his license?
Never heard it done. No, he's. It's just the permission to perform magical services.
Well, that is a good bit of information to know, though.
Mm-hmm. So you guys heading out of town? Or are you going to look for some more stuff?
I'm ready to go head over there.
Arkil, Roxy, any of you guys?
I'm good.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out in case there's anybody, that looks over 60 summers along the way.
Okay. Roll me a percentile.
Where's that
at? Over on Roll20, on the far left side, on the bottom of a narrow vertical bar, you'll see a symbol like a D20. You just hover over that and then hover down to D20 and click the button, and it'll roll just like that, or a percentile D100 at the bottom. You find that okay? On the Roll20 screen, far left upper corner, a thin vertical bar. You see that?
Say vertical thin on the left?
Yeah, a vertical bar that has several buttons on it on the upper left of the Roll20 sheet screen. Not D&D
like an
Beyond.
Arrow, a paintbrush, a magnifying glass, a ruler, and then there's a die.
Yep. Thanks. I'm not sure what it looks like from the player's side.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few extras on the DM side. You can also just in D&D Beyond.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
no, in Roll20, you could just write /roll or /r space 1D100, and that'll roll a percentile. If you'd rather script it down there, you just type that into the chat.
Yeah. Say on
Hey,
where the character sheet is, there's a die down in the lower right-hand corner, too. You can just go up and it'll show.
Yep.
Multiple options.
Yep. But in the end, there we go, 79. You do not find anybody on the way down or on the way back out to the main gates. The guards see you coming. They kind of knuckle their forehead at Arkil. And you guys are outside the keep. Who wants to make the investigation roll to see if you can find any tracks?
I guess we all could be looking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Both Elgin and Roxian find once you get out of town by about a half a mile, you do find a set of thin wagon tracks. So all you can think of is, and Arkil, all of you noticed it, and it's enough to follow for a while, and then you see an old dirt track, overgrown with grass, cutting off to the south as you were traveling east before. And as it cuts down to the south, it goes down a hill, and you don't see the road beyond that. And it looks like the wagon ruts turned in there. The grass is bent, but starting to come back up with the morning light and all that. So if you had waited a few more hours, you might have missed it. But so you're on that track. You head down the hill. Then you go into kind of a flat valley where there's farms and whatnot around. And then you start coming along to a wooded area on the right. See a log woodsman chopping down some wood, or chopping a tree down off on the side of the road. And then you come around another corner, and you see an area that comes up with a rise on the left, and the road seems to go around it, around the bottom, and disappears to the left side. And that is where we will stop for the day.
Okay.
Yeah. Roxian's going to have to go here in a little bit. And this is a good stopping point before we go on the rest. I will leave it with this. Roxian goes up to the top of the hill on the left and reconnoiters. And he sees a two-story large manor house down in a very short valley that's flat all the way to dark forested trees out on the side. He gets an uneasy feeling looking at it.
Okay.
So that's where we'll stop.
Alrighty.
I know no combat or anything like that today, but did you guys enjoy yourselves? Was it
Yes.
good story?
Always.
Then everybody please take 100 experience points. Good role playing. Make sure you all have an inspiration die. And you get to give out a 25-point grab bag.
I mean, I was having fun with Roxy and stuff with Bert, so
Right.
I'll say,
Roxian?
What's the 25-point grab bag?
It's a 25-point bonus experience that you get to. Everyone gets to vote on who gets the grab bag points. Can be for whatever reason. Best joke, best ideas at the table. It can be all sorts of different things.
yeah.
Yeah, say Roxanne with the joking.
Okay. All right. Well, then Roxanne gets 2 votes and he wins.
What?
So what do you guys call a fake noodle? An impasta.
Noodle.
Imposter.
An impasta.
Yep.
Anyway, it's bad joke day for me.
Dad jokes.
What do you call a sleeping bull? A bulldozer. How do you throw a party in outer space? You plan it. Anyway, silly. Glad you guys had a good time. Be ready for spooky next time.
Okay.
Also, let's if you guys can help me check for other folks in the various tables or chats that you're in. If we can get another player in here to help boost you guys, that would be good.
Right.
You guys could certainly use either a cleric or a mage of some sort.
Yeah, I'm limited on how much magic I get.
Yeah, so will Elgin, and so will Arkil. Sorry, so will Roxanne on Arkil. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got some.
Yeah, I got enough to eat for my purposes.
Right.
With this type of character.
Would you, Arkil and Roxanne, would you guys have got a permit to be able to use your spells and whatnot? Your lay of hands doesn't count, but other spells do. Even though they're clerical in nature.
Yeah, I would have had to.
Okay, 10 gold.
Yeah.
That'll be for the local barony. And then, we'll...
They basically got a target on us saying, hey, they can use magic.
Yeah. Well, the fact that 3 people come in within the same 24-hour period to get permits was absolutely shocking to the clerk. And they looked very, very uncomfortable. Little easier around Argyle, because Elgin, because they dealt with you the day before. But even then, they looked very uncomfortable about it.
Well, I mean, one being a paladin and a knight.
I mean, they know he's a knight. You know, only people you tell will know he's a paladin, right? Yeah. I mean, he just looks like any other knight.
Sure.
So, anyway, there we go. We'll pick this up next time, and if we can play a little later next time, we'll make up some of the 20 minutes or so that we're stopping. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna make a note that you guys stopped. Any questions?
Roxanne got his subtype.
Yay! So you made it to 3rd level?
Yes, I did.
Anybody else make it to 3rd?
I did last time.
Okay. And Arkil, did you make it to 3rd?
No, I'm still 2nd.
How close are you?
175.
Oh, no problem. You'll most likely have that next session. So.
Yeah, I got a little ticked off last session when my computer had crashed repeatedly and just decided I couldn't come back. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no problem. God, I thought you were mad at me for a second there. I thought, oh no, what did I do?
No.
Yeah, so.
My computer.
Yeah, sorry about that. Technical problems are frustrating as all hell.
No, it's a technical problem that I've done everything that Microsoft says to do to take care of it, and it's still happening. So.
Right. Well, and to all of our viewers out there, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Roll the Dice and MVG. Don't forget to open your pocketbooks and donate to a worthy cause. Our vets and service members could really use it. So have a great day, and we'll see you next week.